Hey guys, it's the Hustlegod here. This is the Hustlegod Show. What's cracking to all and welcome. Today's topic is on side hustles. There are many number of side hustles out there, and side hustle is a companion to a regular job or the prerequisite to starting up a business. However you take it, it's a piece of something, or in my case, or in a lot of entrepreneurs' case, it's a prerequisite. So let's get right down to it. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, but these are side gigs or side hustles or side jobs that I've tried or am trying myself. So they're valuable and valid sources that are worth trying. So let's get right into it. Number one, jitneying. Jitneying is using your own vehicle to get a passenger from point A to point B, similar to a taxi cab. In other places, it's known as a gypsy cab. Um, that also falls under another one, which we'll say is Uber, Lyft, um, using your car to move a passenger from point A to point B. Two, you can use a app called Turo, and even without using the app Turo, you could rent out your car yourself. The app is to essentially be a more efficient or safer way to rent your car out. Three, you can haul objects if you have a vehicle, or slash do trash removal. So you can haul metal and trade the metal in. You could haul trash off of people's property. You could physically be a mover, hauling people's belongings from point A to point B. Uh, Another one with cars or a mobile vehicle, uh, but you don't necessarily need a license for, is number four, which would be deliveries, catering, a courier service, um, delivering anything from point A to point B. Now with this, you could have a scooter, you could be on a bus, you could be on a bike, you could have a motorcycle, you could have a moped, you could have whatever, as long as it's an efficient way to get something, food, valuables, messages from point A to point B. Messages not so much nowadays because we have text, email, etc. Um, Number five, you could do car ads, or if you own an asset, you can wrap that asset just like you could wrap your car in a paid form of advertising. So you could essentially be a mobile commercial or a mobile advertiser for someone. Um, Typically done with cars, or if you have a house, you can build a billboard place and sell and lease the advertising space on your billboard. So that will fall under advertising. You can start a cleaning company. I have experience with that. It's very low cost startup. Um, it's all about presentation and having the equipment and being a very meticulous cleaner. And you can scale it by employees, by hiring people who are qualified to do it as well, and grow by contracts via the site agreement that you have with the owners. So that's a very lucrative and good starting point. Um, I think that was number I think that was number six or number five, but we'll say number six. Number seven, I like this one a lot. I would say number seven is starting an ATM service, or an ATM loader service. Now, with an ATM service, you can buy an ATM and place it in someone's location and put some money in your ATM and essentially uh, break off the owner a piece of the profits per transaction, or just a monthly fee or a percentage, and let your cash grow from there. Or the ATM loader side, you could physically be the one who loads someone's ATM with your own money or with their money, depending on the trust level or agreement you establish with them. So an ATM service would be number 7 or number 6, but we'll say 7. You can start a contracting company, and that's your own handyman service. You could be a fixer-upper, a general laborer, a general contractor, meaning you can do demo gigs. You could do construction gigs by contract. You can do trash removal gigs, or the sky's the limit for contractors because it's a very vague term, but you're essentially titling yourself, and with a few weeks or days of study, it wouldn't be hard to dive into an entry level or low barrier entry position there. Number 9 would be any of these 3. These are licensed things, but they're very short term studies. So you have the appraiser, a notary, a home inspector, and a real estate agent. So any of those 4, just for number 9, they're very short. Like for the real estate license, there's like 75 hours of online study required, and you pass these 2 pre-tests before you can actually take the real estate license exam. So it's pretty simple. The process is very cheap. I went through it for under $100. Notary, very similar. Home inspector, very similar, but cheaper for the home inspector actually. You could, number 10, you could be a lead generator. You could be a wholesaler. The lead generator is someone who would essentially find leads, and this is specifically in a real estate terminology, but lead generators could be multi-industry. If you after I break it down, you'll be able to see. So for the real estate example, lead generator would essentially drive for dollars or look on a multi-listing service like an MLS, if they have access to something like that, which there are many forms, but collect leads, put together a lead list, and you could generally sell the leads either one by one or sell a lead list off to a wholesaler or to a real estate agent or to an actual real estate investor. So that, again, I'm losing sight of my numbers, excuse me guys, but that would be, again, the lead generator side. And the wholesaling side is essentially going to for sale by owner home, or for sale by owner seller, and essentially getting them under contract that you will have a buyer for their home, not that you are the buyer. So you're essentially reassigning a contract. You're getting that home under contract so no one else can buy it, and you're getting it to the buyer. So in like, it's legal and it's moral, or it's ethical, but real like some real estate agents and some real estate brokers kind of frown on it because they see it in many ways as you acting as an agent or broker, but technically you're not. So those 2 would act as one as well, but you can do either or without the other. You can be a flipper, and that's not just the real estate connotation. Now that's a very high barrier of entry, I would say, because if you don't have a lot of capital or you don't have kind of spotless credit, especially in the time of Rona, it'd be very hard to get the funds or the financing for a fix and flip in a time like this. I would assume. don't quote me on that. But the flipping I'm talking about more so is buying and flipping phones, or flipping clothing that you don't use, that you kept in pristine condition, flipping electronics that you already have, or broken electronics and fixing them, or selling broken electronics for parts, run down vehicles, flipping anything. A little jewel is not recommended, but some people go on free websites. I won't give one in particular because I don't want to get in trouble or anything like that. But some people go on free websites, or go to places like Facebook or Craigslist that have like giveaways, get that stuff, and then give it away, and then flip it. Excuse me, not give it away because you won't make a profit, but you flip it for the value that it's retained. So yeah, flipping, selling anything, giving that you acquired at wholesale and selling it for retail, or something that you acquired free or no longer need and selling it. So flipping, that's a good one. And then we're almost done here, guys. Bear with me. There's only two more. So one, consulting, advising, counseling. If you have a history or a passion that's turned into a skill or an expertise, you could always consult others in the industry. A quote someone said about entrepreneurs is, there's always someone dumb succeeding in your industry, so why not you? So if there's always someone dumb succeeding in your industry, why not be a consultant for the dumb ones succeeding in your industry? It's kind of you can't beat the game, join it in a way, but it's not resisting what's already there. You possess the tools and the skills that you already need to succeed. So looking within and seeing the skills that you already possess, you can act as a consultant, a counselor, an advisor for someone or multiple people, i.e. clients, and develop a side hustle / business out of that. And lastly, online business. Any online business, it's not an immediate return depending on your approach, but it can be. So things like Shopify, or affiliate marketing, celebrity partnerships, things like that, those can have an immediate return depending on the niche and the trending value and mass interest in it. But the things I'd suggest that I'm embarking on or have embarked on would be like YouTube, OnlyFans, Patreon, Zoom, to put together your community in a way of communicating, and even a way of having a dialogue, and then uploading that dialogue as it was, instead of having to worry about a bunch of camera angles and things like that just for economic sake. You could do Amazon Flex. You can do Amazon KDP, which is Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. You can do FBA, that's Fulfillment by Amazon. There are a plethora of online options and vehicles to wealth. This is very important to me. You'll see a lot more videos like this, because the known paths to wealth is owning a business, owning real estate, or owning stocks. Knowledge is potential power until it's applied, until it's used. That's the only time you'll actually have power in the knowledge you have. So much love to you guys. This was my list of side hustles and side gigs, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Deuces.